Hello everybody, welcome back. If you heard my presentation on L1 Buisness and the challenges that you're facing now, you noticed that I stated I would create a video on business plans. Well, I decided to remain in this chair and do exactly that. Whether you're creating an E2 case, an L1 case, or an EB5 case, you're going to require a business plan. A lot of our clients, because they're spending a lot of money on airfare, selling their house, buying a house, things like that, try to save money, and what they do is they create their own business plan. And you can do this. You can buy some great software on the internet that'll hold your hand and lead you through it. You can find some friends that can help you. First thing you need to be aware of, my clients all think that they can get this done in 2 weeks. I would say 60 days is a very good estimate because you're going to want to have your lawyer review it. Second thing is, bear in mind that whatever business plan you create, there are strategic components that should be included because the business plan that you would give a banker or an investor is not the same business plan the government is looking for. So the spin has to be a totally different one. In my experience of 26 years, I would say what the government is really looking for is how you're going to do something and the fact that you know what you're doing. Especially in an E2 case, this is critical because, a lot of our clients come in, they start a business that they have no experience in, let's say a restaurant. And I've often said to clients, I use the example actually, that, you may be a great chef, but does that mean you know how to run a restaurant? Look at the failure rate of restaurants because the core competence of a chef is cooking. The core competence of somebody running a restaurant is restaurateurship or business. They're like oil and water, have nothing to do with each other for the most part. So you really need to show the government because more and more, because we create a lot of cases for other lawyers, and so more and more we're seeing what happens is the first time around, the client has submitted a case, and the government's more lenient the first time around, when you make your initial submission. But then when they apply for their first renewal, they can't get it. So what you need to do is to set up your business plan so that it demonstrates to the government exactly what steps you are going to take and how you're going to execute on it. And as a result, should things not work according to plan, for example, we were dealing with somebody who was involved in the yachting industry, and of course we had Hurricane Sandy. I mean, that was a reality that did affect the client. And then on top of that, we had the economic downturn. So it's one thing after the other. But at the end of the day, if you have a reasonable explanation for what took place and are demonstrating to the government that, this is the track that I was on, things changed because of these reasons, but I'm back on the track and this is what I'm doing, you have a much better chance of overcoming any challenges that the government may have than if your business plan states one thing and you actually did another. Because the first renewal is going to be, in my opinion, one of the most critical phases of your case. So in your business plan, key success factors, without which you're not going to be successful. So if it's a restaurant, is there a target market, a demographic that would come and spend money for food, depending on what your price point is, depending on the type of food. For example, if you're an Italian restaurant in Chinatown, that's not going to work. So there are a lot of factors that you need to use in determining what your key success factors are. Another area which is critical, and yet 90% of my clients have never heard of it, is what's called the SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You have to outline it because, to be honest with you, man, I have SWOT analysis on my life, let alone my businesses. If you don't know your SWOT, anything can happen to you and you'll be taken by surprise. You need to think these things through. A marketing plan. How are you going to market your company? Are you going to use AdWords or Bing? Are you going to use organic SEO, realizing that it takes 3 to 6 months and addressing that in your business plan? Are you going to use banner ads? Are you going to use affiliate marketing? Are you going to create videos for the ad? All of these things should be laid out very carefully, very distinctly, as if, in my opinion, they were an operational manual for the company. Something that you would give your staff and say, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Let's do it. The other thing is staffing. The government doesn't want you to take a job from the labor pool of America. So demonstrate how this company is going to grow and give them an org chart of who the people are going to be who are going to be working. what their functions and duties are, and where they arise from. For example, if you're a consulting firm and you have a need for a PR person because you have a PR subdivision, that makes sense. It flows. But don't make things up. Too often we see something like a small dental office as a full-time accountant. When you've got all of 4 employees, you don't need a full-time accountant. You need maybe a full-time bookkeeper, but definitely not an accountant. So I can't tell you how careful you need to be. I mean, we've created these for a number of law firms in the past 26 years, and I've seen a lot of things that in black and white, you just look at them and they make no sense. Remember, these officers see this on a daily basis. So they can smell if this is real or not. You're not going to pull the wool over their eyes, but more importantly, you're going to be held accountable when that first renewal occurs. They're going to want you to explain what you had in mind, what you did about it. And if you have a reasonable explanation as to how it failed, for example, one of the landmark cases deals with a situation where a restaurant, as a result of the economic downturn, had actually less employees than he had originally. And it was sustained because they said, here we are, this is what we do, but this happened, and so we had to let go of some employees that we had a year ago. Okay, no problem, approved. So at the end of the day, add these parts to it, and also don't forget a 3 or preferably a 5-year financial projection. Show them how you plan to make the money. Where is it going to come from? Are you being funded from an external source? That's not a problem. You can be funded from an external source from your own country. But where is the money going to come from for everything that you're going to do? Is it going to be generated through sales? Is it through outside investment? Are you using your own money? For example, your salary as CEO, it doesn't have to be a substantial salary. Maybe you don't want to take any salary at all so that you can plow everything back into the company if you can sustain yourself. So there are a number of factors that you really need to analyze. But if you analyze them all, put them together carefully like it makes sense, your L1 or E2 renewal will not be such a challenge. And of course, for an EB5, I can't emphasize how great a business plan you need because it has to make sense within all of the many sub-regulations of an EB5. So I hope this goes well for you, and good luck with your business plan, and see you in America.